About a week ago, I asked what should I make next on my Discord server. And by the way, you can join my newly made Discord server. Link is in the description below. And guess what most of the people suggested? Over that, Among Us is quite popular recently. And being a creator, I see no other options better than following this trend. If you are my regular viewer, then you may know that I add Beggars Edition as a suffix for all of my games that I recreate. But since this game already has not so good graphics, I'm gonna name my version the Among Us Rich Edition. The only thing that I need to make are the player model and the map model. Since the map model is quite hard to make and takes a long time to make, I chose to make the player model first.
What the fuck was that?
I don't think making the player model myself was a good idea, so I thought of watching some blended tutorials.
Anyway, point is we want to set this to something low, but something that will at least have the correct overall shape that we want. So, you know, something like this.
Sorry, I just think I'm too stupid to understand this.
Yep, here it is. It took me half an hour just to make this model.
But hey, you forgot to stop the recording, so everyone saw you stealing the model.
Oh fuck. So here are all the models that are required for the game. The map with all the parts as it is and at the same place as in the real game. And a player with a toilet paper over its head. I don't know why it has a toilet paper over its head, but never mind it. Oh, did I mention this or not, that these models are made by me? And then I worked on the player movement. I have already made 2 3D games in my entire life, so it wasn't hard for me to make my player move on my third 3D game. And you know what's interesting about this player movement? Its rotation. The player faces the direction where he is walking, unlike in the real game. And that's one of the main reasons this is called Rich Edition. I now have a map and a player which can walk, so the main game scene is over. So I started working on the menu screen. All we need for the menu screen are some layouts for the buttons and of course the main logo itself. And after some time, and by sometimes I mean the entire day, here is what the menu screen looks like. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I had already made it multiplayer. I didn't record it cause it was just me writing bunch of lines of codes and solving thousands if not millions of bugs that appeared during the process. This is the home screen. You land on this page once you open up the game. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I tried to replicate the astronauts flying scene in the background. Some of the buttons over here work like a charm, but some of the other buttons... Even I don't know why I made the separate buttons for local and online when you need internet connection just to open the game. You can either host a game by yourself or join some random rooms or join a specific room, like with your friend if you have one. If you want to host a game, then all you need to do is write the room name, arrange the number of imposters for your game and choose the privacy. If you choose the public privacy, then anyone can easily join your room. But if you choose the private one, then the random person cannot join your room. But the ones who have your room name can easily join your room. This is it for the menu screen. Seeing the menu screen, you may think that it was quite easy to make. But it took me more than a day just to make that. There are 3 scenes in the real game. The menu scene, the main game scene, and if you have ever noticed properly, then there is also the rocket ship scene in between the menu screen and the main game scene. Since this is the Rich Edition, I shouldn't leave anything, or should I? So here is the final rocket ship. I know it looks like a trash, but it works for me. And guess what? This is literally made by me. And I tried to recreate the exact movement of the spacecraft. It checks in the real game, so does here. And here is what it looks like when the game is actually run by more than one person. It was working like a charm until it caused issues like this. This player spawns again and again until all of these get destroyed. But they don't. They don't stop spawning. And they never end. So I had to put a full stop to the rocket ship plan. Now since the rocket ship is gone, there is no lobby, and it's obvious that I can't let people just stare at the black screen until all the players arrive. And after thinking for some time, I implemented this feature. You can just roam around the map even before all the players arrive. You can roam around here and there. You can go everywhere. But as soon as the maximum number of players arrive on the map, you will get teleported to the beginning of the map. Among Us is not Among Us without imposters. So now the game randomly decides who to make the imposter. And the number of imposters is of course determined by you. I made them face towards the camera, but I don't know why they are feeling shy just to look at the camera. Let me share an interesting thing with you. I think you have been told at least once in your life that you become a ghost after you die. And I think you didn't believe it, right? Well, I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing for you, but you do become a ghost after you die. Wanna see a proof? Look at this. If you have ever seen a ghost movie, then you may have noticed that the ghost can walk through the walls. And guess what? This is the real thing. Ghost can actually walk through the walls. If you have ever noticed properly, then the theme of the real game is dark. So here is the game. Here is the dark theme, here is the player, and here is the light around the player. And just like this, the game making process is over. After all that, I used Photoshop to make the UI buttons. It wasn't quite hard to make them because I just copied the buttons from the real game. If you are the imposter, then you can kill the normal players. Then you can vote out the imposter. Since I was the only one playing the game, only my name is showing here. But a maximum of 10 players can be in one match, so this voting panel can show a maximum of 10 players' names. And if you click on the name, you can either vote or unvote a player. And if you manage to vote out the imposter gets voted out. Does that make any sense? Anyways, this is it. The game is over. It's quite obvious that I can't share the link as per the rules and regulations of the real Among Us developers. But still, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit like or dislike whatever you want. I will see you soon with a new game very soon. Till then, just enjoy this outro.